My INFJ friend, let's be real for a second. You've probably had those moments. Hell, maybe it's more than moments, where you sit there and think, does anyone actually see me? Not just notice me in the room, but actually see the weight I carry? The way I pour myself out for people, the way I hold space for their mess when they're breaking into pieces. You give, and you give, and you give. You're the friend at 2 a.m. answering the call. You're the listener when someone's drowning in their own chaos. You're the one holding the damn rope while everyone else climbs out of their pit. And then, when you need someone, crickets, nothing. Suddenly, the same people you've poured your soul into are too busy, too distracted, too wrapped up in their own lives to notice you're bleeding, and I know it hurts like hell. It's frustrating. Sometimes it's heartbreaking. It feels like being invisible in plain sight, like being the quiet pillar that holds up the house but gets no recognition until it cracks. The truth? INFJs live in this paradox. You're hyper-aware of everyone else's pain, but so often people overlook yours. You speak in subtle gestures, in quiet sacrifices, in love that doesn't scream for attention, and the world mistakes that subtlety for indifference. They don't realize that your silence is heavy with meaning, your small acts are screaming, I love you. And your boundaries are a form of deep protection, not distance. So let's talk about it. Let's strip the bullshit and dive into the 5 reasons it feels like no one gives a damn about the INFJ, and why that's both the curse and the hidden gift of being one. Because my INFJ friend, this isn't about being unlovable. This isn't about being too much. This is about the world not knowing how to read your language. And once you see it, you'll never again confuse invisibility with worthlessness. Before we dive in, I want to hear from you. Have you felt unseen, overlooked, taken for granted? Share your story in the comments. I'll read every single one because I know how much it matters to finally feel heard. Now, let's break it down. 1. Subtlety mistaken for indifference. Your love is quiet and the world is deaf to quiet. INFJs don't splash their affection in neon lights. You don't constantly say, I love you. You show it through presence by remembering the details no one else notices, by creating an atmosphere of calm when someone's soul is unraveling. You're the type to make sure someone eats before they leave, to send a thoughtful text after a hard day, to hold silence without making it awkward. But here's the kicker. People mistake your subtlety for indifference. They think if you really cared, you'd be louder about it, you'd say it more. You'd do something big and obvious. They don't realize your love isn't performance. It's consistency. It's a drip of water that nourishes roots, not the firework that disappears in seconds. And sometimes that misunderstanding cuts deep. Because you're not detached, you're deeply invested, but your investment doesn't scream, it whispers. And in a noisy world, whispers are often drowned out. When have you had someone misinterpret your quiet affection as distance? How did it make you question yourself, and what did you learn about your own way of loving? 2. Emotional boundaries that look like distance. You're an empath, but you're not an emotional sponge for free use. My INFJ friend, let's tell the raw truth. You feel everything. Too much sometimes. You walk into a room and instantly pick up on the unspoken tension. The sadness behind someone's forced smile, the storm brewing in someone's silence. You don't just notice emotions. You absorb them. They crash against your nervous system like waves. And if you didn't put up walls, if you didn't filter, if you didn't protect yourself, you'd drown. But here's where it gets messy. To outsiders, your protection looks like rejection. Your solitude looks like coldness. Your silence looks like judgment. And you're careful. Soul-preserving no often feels like abandonment to the people who've gotten comfortable taking from you. It's not rejection, it's survival. You know damn well you can't save everyone. You've learned the hard way that if you pour endlessly into others without refilling yourself, you'll end up empty. And when you're empty, you can't help anyone, not even yourself. So you pull back, you recharge, you create space. Not because you don't care, but because you care too much to collapse. But that nuance? Most people miss it. They think, why are you so distant? Why are you so quiet? They don't realize your distance isn't punishment, it's medicine. It's the only way you can keep showing up without breaking apart. And let's be honest, sometimes the loudest critic isn't other people, it's the voice inside your own head. That inner critic whispers that you're selfish for setting boundaries, that you're cold for saying no, that you're not enough unless you're sacrificing yourself. And that voice, it's toxic as hell. That's why I wrote my book, Get Out of Your Head, because I know what it's like to be trapped in that cycle, giving too much, burning out, then beating yourself up for not being enough. The book digs into the roots of that inner critic, the self-limiting beliefs that keep you from protecting your energy, and the fear that makes you think boundaries equal rejection. We go deep into how to silence that voice, rebuild your self-worth, and create a life where your boundaries aren't just survival, they're sacred. It's available in paperback, Kindle, and audiobook because I wanted every INFJ soul who needs it to have access in the way that feels right for them. And trust me, if you ever felt like your heart is too much or your boundaries make you too cold, this book will be like a map back to yourself. Get your copy now. The link is in the description below. My INFJ friend, when have you been accused of being distant or cold when in reality you were protecting your heart? Tell me, how much of that judgment came from others and how much came from your own inner critic? 3. High expectations of authenticity. Here's one of your hidden tripwires. You crave authenticity like oxygen. Fake conversations, shallow motives, manipulative games, they exhaust you. So you set the bar higher. You expect depth, honesty, and realness, but most people, they're not ready for that level of raw truth. So they call you too intense, too sensitive, or too much. They don't realize you're just refusing to settle for bullshit. This often leaves you feeling like no one gives a damn, because the ones who can't rise to your level disappear, leaving you in solitude. But solitude in this case is strength. You'd rather be alone than surrounded by empty masks. When have you chosen solitude over fake connection? Did it feel lonely or liberating? 4. Unnoticed effort behind the scenes. You hold worlds together in silence. You're the glue, the behind-the-scenes force that makes life smoother for others. The problem? People don't notice the quiet work. They only notice what breaks when you finally stop. It's the curse of being reliable. Your effort becomes invisible. You anticipate needs before they're spoken. You remember birthdays, you smooth over conflicts, you adapt to moods, and people think it just happens. They don't realize the cost to you, the energy spent, the emotional toll. And yet, even when unacknowledged, this is part of your magic. You're not invisible. You're foundational. 5. Mismatched love languages. INFJs often love in ways others don't know how to recognize. You give depth, time, listening, presence. But what if the people around you expect big gestures, constant words, or flashy affection? Then your love goes unnoticed, not because it's absent, but because it's misread. This mismatch can make you feel unworthy, unloved, even invisible. But here's the truth, your love is not small. It's sacred, it's rare. And the ones who truly see you will recognize it, not because it's loud, but because it's real. My INFJ friend, how do you express love? And who in your life has actually recognized it for what it is? So here we are. We began with the raw confession. Sometimes it feels like no one gives a damn about the INFJ. But look deeper and you'll see it's not that you're unloved, it's that your love is misread. Your boundaries are mistaken for walls. Your authenticity is branded too much. Your quiet consistency goes unnoticed. But here's the secret. Invisibility is not the same as worthlessness. You are not unseen. You are untranslatable to people who haven't learned your language yet. And the ones who do, they'll never let you go. My INFJ friend, I want to hear your truth. Which of these 5 hit home hardest? Share your story in the comments. I'll read and reply because you deserve to be heard. If this spoke to your soul, subscribe for more content that doesn't sugarcoat your experience but delves into it. And share this with another INFJ who needs to know you're not forgotten, you're not invisible. You're the quiet storm holding the world together. Walk tall, speak your truth, and never ever confuse being misunderstood with being unworthy.